Finally, an excuse to do another story about the Good Samaritan trial. Remember the exciting Live Free or Die rally that happens every year in Jaffrey, New Hampshire? Well, the guy who puts it on is facing 7 years, up to 7 years, on a charge of reckless conduct. But his so-called crime was more a clumsy act of charity than one of violence. If you recall the devastating ice storm of late 2008, Coutu was one of the civilians who did not stay in his house but went to help others. When he helped a family install a generator, he made a mistake. His electricity fed back into the power grid, and state officials say this put at least one worker in danger. Fair enough, maybe it did. But charging him with a Class B felony? Threatening him with 7 years? Even 7 days sounds excessive, and so does the charge. So, coutu supporters are scheduling a picket for January 18th, outside the office of the fire marshal in Concord. Coutu is apparently concerned that he would be arrested if he shows up for the picket, so you won't see him there. His case is scheduled for what I assume will be a jury trial, March 1st. That will, I think, be at the Cheshire County Superior Court, and I think that is in Keene. So dozens of activists should be available to show up. If you check the video description for this clip, you will see more details about the demonstration and how you can get involved on January 18th. I can't make it to this picket, but if you send me video, I can use it. Also, actually, I am low on tape of the '08 ice storm itself, so if you have any of that or any stills of it, I could put those to good use. Just let me know how to credit you. Another thought on this, it's just a reminder of how when a disaster strikes, the #1 enemy is not actually nature, if it's a natural disaster. It's the government's response to that natural disaster. So you see how Jean Coutu probably did he probably had he was prepared for the crisis and was able to get from point A to point B, and he had generators and whatnot. But what he couldn't protect himself against was the government. That's how it so often is.
Have you ever wished you could just grab the president's attention for a few seconds and tell him what's wrong with Washington? Well, there is one free stater who's apparently already done it. Michael Hampton over at homelandstupidity.us. Hampton reports that a summary of at least one of his articles ended up in the president's daily news briefing. Ugly. Pretty. So, why do powerful Americans pay attention to homelandstupidity.us? Well, it's because Michael Hampton is a great whistleblower. Drop by homelandstupidity.us and see for yourself what the fuss is all about. homelandstupidity.us